Good morning, everyone, and welcome into the HearSports Podcast Show. I'm Kyle Newman, your host.
And I'm Red Hensley, your co-host.
On this show, anything sports goes, whether professional, college, or even high school. Debate is highly likely. Laughter is always encouraged.
Laughter.
Good times is a given.
It's a given.
And hashtag Great Sports Talk will be a reoccurring theme. Today we will talk about the top 5 NBA games of all time.
Top 5.
The 2015-2016 NFL season.
2015
PGA Championship.
2015.
And NFL rookie QBs. Who will be the most successful?
Sounds like DQ.
Well, Red Hensley, good morning to you. You sound real awake for this early one.
Oh, yeah, real awake. Mm-hmm.
How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing great. What about you?
Well, that's great. I'm doing wonderful. I really am. I am excited. It's a beautiful day.
Would you like to tell everybody about your car wreck, or do you just want to let that one slide on by?
No, we'll just say I might be getting a different car today. That's that's it. That's all that's going on. But yeah, so that's exciting to me too today. There's a lot going on in the world, in our lives, Rhett. We're going to talk sports, and that's phenomenal because we have a heck of a show, and I got to tell you, this is going to be a fully loaded one here. We're going to try and stay on track with this hour, but it could be difficult because we've got ourselves a juicy one. Let's start it off, Rhett. Top 5 NBA games of all time. This is so hard to do because you never know what you're basing it off. Are you basing it off of it's a little vague because are you basing it off of overall games, how long they are? Are you basing it off of greatest finishes? You know, whatever. It really doesn't matter. It could be all-encompassing. That's the way I went with it. I included it all. And it's going to be interesting, and I want to see where you started with it because I believe we will not have the same ones, and it's going to be great going back in history and time and remembering these great games, Rhett. Why don't you kick it off with number 5?
All right, sir. I'm going to go back just a little bit. Just a little bit. You know, I gotta give some credit where credit is due, and that is going back to Reggie Miller, the 25-point quarter, to say the least. His game-high 39 points, talking about an assault weapon. Pacers' 93-96 victory over the New York Knicks. Easily one of the greatest playoff performances of all time. 25 points in his quarter, fourth quarter, be at least. Spike Lee and him heckling it out. You know, one of the greatest, fan and player little rivalry type things going on of all time. Amazing. That's the game where, Reggie Miller threw the choke sign at him and grabbed his nuts. What a great thing. Do you love that or not? That's just that's the Reggie Miller for you.
He got hot. That was a game for the ages for sure. I loved it. I always will love it. Every time it comes up, I love it. I remember it distinctly. It reminds me of the 30 for 30 film, and it makes me want to watch it again. Yeah, what an incredible game. He got hot almost like very few players have gotten hot before in a quarter. Really take the team
like a
on
hot
his back.
potato.
Yeah, come back, baby, come back. I respect that at number 5, Rhett. But we're definitely going to have some different perspectives with our choices in this top 5, and that's okay because I love it. There's so many in history; it's hard to choose.
Very hard.
It's very hard. Let me tell you what I'm going to go with at number 5. 2015 NBA Finals Game 2 this past year. LeBron's incredible performance and Matthew Dellavedova's scrappiness to win 95-93 in overtime. To me, this had to make the top 5 of greatest games all time. I remember watching this thinking, wow, what an incredible game this is. For an NBA Finals game, it is so entertaining to watch. And the comeback, the down to the wire, I love seeing players like Matthew Dellavedova scrap and play hard and step up when they need to. And LeBron James, just one incredible game. I'm going to try and pull up his exact stats in this. It was a triple-double, one of several that he recorded. Something like 46 points, 12 rebounds, 10 assists, something ridiculous. And Dellavedova had about 20 points or so. It was just Rhett, a game for the ages in this NBA Finals that went down statistically as the most watched finals ever. So you can look at it as the most successful NBA Finals ever. A lot of people believe this was the best NBA Finals ever.
I believe it.
It was that intense. It was that hard fought, and two great teams. I mean, and I would have to agree with it to this point. And then I just imagine, what if Kevin Love, Kyrie Irving was healthy in this series? It would be completely different. I couldn't imagine it. But this game too, I distinctly remember as being one incredible game that I've got to put in the top 5. Red, it makes my 5 spot.
Well, there you go. I wish it's actually very hard. I wish I would actually put that in my my top 5.
Yeah, it's hard. That's what happens.
It's very hard. But my number 4 is back when Magic played every position his rookie year. 20-year-old rookie, straight out of Michigan State. He came in, played every position that night over the stage of the game. 42 points, 15 rebounds, and distributed 7 assists. The Lakers went on to win the game. Magic earned his first NBA title.
Incredible.
123-107 victory. That is insane. Him as a point guard and then plays every single position. That's just impressive. Yes, but, he is 6'8", and that's incredible to see a point guard that's 6'8".
That is incredible to see a point guard 6'8".
Yeah. It's like Paul George coming in and playing point guard.
Right. Yeah.
Just a couple inch difference.
That's what made Magic Johnson so unique right there, and that's a great pick. I like that, Rhett. My number 4, December 9th, 2004, Rockets versus Spurs. T-Max 13 points in 33 seconds to win 81-80. This was one phenomenal basketball game and a heck of a comeback that came right down to the wire. But I've never seen a player take a team on his back, aside from like a Reggie Miller 25-point, but to do what T-Mac did in 33 seconds to single-handedly beat a team. It was like magical. I love watching the highlights of this, and many people may forget about this great T-Mac performance in the history of sports whenever you put it into perspective, and this was when he was in his prime. This is worth going back and watching, folks, because he could not miss. And to me, it's got to make the top 5, because when I think of top 5 games ever, I think of what pops into my head without even looking anything up. And this was one of those. I will always remember this performance. And when you always remember something, there's something great about it. And that's why it went into my top 5 at number 4, T-Max 13 and 33.
Exactly. I loved that game. That was T-Mac used to be one of my my favorite players. Rockets used to be one of my favorite teams. And it was just incredible to watch him. I had all of his shoes. What can I say? But we were close, Kyle. That game I actually just watched it the other day. So
perfect.
Me and a friend watched it. But what a great game. And I guess I'll go ahead and move on to my number 3.
That would be great.
So, That'd be the T-Mac game.
How about
T-Mac,
that?
yeah, incredible. One of my favorite. It's kind of like the Reggie. Reminds me of the Reggie. 13 points, 33. Was it 34 seconds?
33.
33. Yeah, that's just incredible. The guy knocked down threes in people's faces. He,
hit a 4-point play.
Yeah.
Trying to come back. It was just everyone. I mean, they knew he was going to be taking the shots, and he still could not miss. It was like a Reggie Miller performance. I mean, 13 points in 33 seconds to end the game in the fourth quarter. A lot of players don't finish with 13 points in a game.
Exactly.
That's how incredible that is. You have to put that in a perspective. I don't think we'll see anything like that from one player to bring a team back. I mean, he literally beat the San Antonio Spurs by himself.
Yeah,
Awesome.
exactly. And, that's just incredible. He used to be one of my favorite players. So, I have to give respect when respect is due on that one. And it definitely was due.
Yes, it was.
So,
yes, it was. Well, I can respect
good pick,
that.
Kyle.
Number 3. You too. My number 3. Again, a game where when I think of greatest games ever, I remember distinctly watching this game, and I'll never forget it. And to me, it has to go in there because of that. It's so rare, I don't think you'll ever see it again. 2004 Western Conference Semifinals, Game 5, Lakers-Spurs. D. Fish's miracle shot with 0.4 of a second left to win 74-73. This game was one of those games where after Tim Duncan hit his amazing fadeaway shot from the free throw line to go up by 1 at home, you'd think the Lakers were done. You kind of saw it on all their faces, although Kobe Bryant didn't think so. This is another game where if you don't remember this game, you need to go back and watch the end of this game. First of all, you talk about greatest game, not just D. Fish's shot. Tim Duncan's fadeaway, he had 3 people guarding him, and I don't even see how he got the ball up. He literally just threw the ball up at the basket, falling away, hardly had a second to look up at it, and made it and went up by 1. And then Derek Fisher, just off a screen, was able to get a shot off that now you can't even catch and shoot the ball to get that off in 0.4 of a second. But he just quickly threw it up, fading away from the corner wing, 0.4 of a second left, and they win by 1. He runs out off the court onto the plane, making sure they don't review it, turn that call over. Everyone, the Lakers, Kobe, Shaq, they're all going Gary Payton, they're going crazy, and the Spurs are stunned. And Tim Duncan, Robert Horry, they're all looking up like, I can't believe this just happened. Yeah. So,
it did.
Awesome game. That game, I just remember that distinctly, and I'll never forget that. To me, that is the 3rd greatest game of all time.
There you go, Kyle. That's a good one. Good one. I like it, but not where I'm going.
I figured that's what's great.
My number 2. The flu game. Michael Jordan, Game 5, 1997, NBA Finals against the Utah Jazz. All right. He had the flu 24 hours before the game. Nauseated, sweating, throwing up in the buckets. All right. Jordan came in, played awful the first quarter. They took a 16-point lead. Michael Jordan, the turning point for him was the second quarter. He turned around. He scored 17 points in that quarter alone. The Jazz, when Michael Jordan's hot, what can you do?
Nothing.
Third quarter, Jordan went off for 15 points. All right? This man took over. Finished with 38 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists to win the game 90-88. The guy, what an incredible game. Not just courage and the heart to just boost them past it, but,
It shows his greatness. People think of great games, they're going to remember Jordan's flu game for sure, and that's definitely a respectable pick. Definitely didn't go with that one in there because I just went a different way. But it's understandable that would make it. So it just goes to show how many are in there. It's a very good pick. This is one at my number 2 that I'm not proud that I'm putting here, but I have to. because, again, this will never be forgotten. In a lot of people's minds, this is the greatest game ever. It is the 2013 NBA Finals, Game 6. This was Ray Allen's one incredible three versus the San Antonio Spurs. Maybe the greatest shot of all time. Saved LeBron's legacy. And it's a part 2 situation here with this finals. It was more of Chris Bosh's incredible will to help keep them in it than Ray Allen's incredible shot. But Chris Bosh got an offensive rebound and kicked it for the last chance to Ray Allen, who had 2 players guarding him, and he had to take one quick slide step back to the corner where there's hardly any room as it is, and got the shot up so fast. They did a sports science on it and everything. He probably couldn't do that same thing, or any player couldn't. If you did it again 10 times, maybe 2 times out of 10, and he did it in Game 6 of the NBA Finals to save their chances to win the title, and that three was phenomenal. It just shows the greatness of Ray Allen. Chris Bosh proved his greatness in that game and in that series. His back, not just the offensive rebound to keep that play alive, Chris Bosh blocked back-to-back possessions to hold on 103-100. The first one on Tony Parker's jump shot, which probably would have been smooth silk and right through the bottom of the net. The second one, blocking on the wing, Danny Green's fadeaway three. Chris Bosh sent that straight to the ground in front of all the fans, and it was history. To me, the second greatest game of all time. I'll never forget it. And Rhett, that's where I had to go.
Yeah, he stepped out of bounds. All right.
He didn't step out of bounds.
He stepped out of bounds.
But it would have been nice to call that. But yeah, it's definitely the second greatest game of all time in my mind.
Hate him.
Even though I hate him.
Understandable. That's understandable, Kyle. I'm glad you went with the nice one.
Yeah, I had to pay respect. Respect is due.
Yeah, didn't see it in the top 6, but yeah. But good one. Good one. All right, now that I'm a little, whacked out. All right. Now, you got to pay respect where respect is due.
I'd like to think that we're going with the same number 1. If we're not, then you are so disrespectful.
Well, now I'm kind of scared to say mine.
Well, you better say it.
All right, well, Stilt the Wilt, Chamberlain, incredible. You didn't put that?
Oh,
Are you
my
kidding
gosh.
me? Are you kidding me? His 100-point game? You didn't put his 100-point game?
We'll get to it.
All right. Chamberlain took over the first half with 41 points, added 28 points during the third quarter for 69 points. Previous NBA record of 78 points going to break by how much? 78 points was the NBA record. Not only did he just surpass that, but he surpassed it by 22 points. What an incredible game. 100 points. Are you kidding me? That is just insane. If you want to think of great games, just think of a guy that just completely took over the game and just obliterated him.
Well, see, I went with it in a different direction.
Oh,
right?
I think I know which direction you went.
And see, here's the thing. That is, to me, not a great game. That's a great performance by one player. A great game encompasses a lot of things for me, and that includes a close game. So blowing a team out isn't as impressive to me. His performance is one of the greatest performances ever. That's impressive. It won't ever be done again. Kobe tried, but didn't happen. That's impressive to me, but when you think of great games, I think people will remember his great performance for that, but not the game itself. I think of great games.
Understandable.
And I think I had to go with my bias for Mr. Reggie Miller 31. God. And that would be a game, a series, in a moment that people will never forget, even if you're not a Pacers fan. and it comes up every year, and it was the 20th anniversary of it this year. That's the 1995 Eastern Conference Semifinals. Game 1, Reggie's 8 points in 9 seconds to win 107-105. One of those games where, not only a great game, but the situation that it was, where they're down by 6, 105-99, and the Knicks fans have left because they think the game's over. They're all sitting high and happy. Wow, we're going to win Game 1, Game 2 coming up, 1-0. And Reggie Miller's sitting there like, nah, bro, I'm going to win this game for us. And you just got to get me the ball, set that screen, and it's going to happen. So the sequence of it, it was a combination of all. Great game, one of the great finishes of all time, great individual performances of all time happening on the road, in the playoffs. That is why I put it as the greatest game of all time. There's a little bias for Reggie, of course, but that, to me, to hit the three, to steal the ball, to hit the three, to get a defensive stop, and then for him to be the one to close the game with free throws, to do something that I don't think anybody will ever do again in that short amount of span time, 8 points in 9 seconds, the way he did it. Everyone's going to remember that, and they should, because it was incredible. So that is my number one game of all time, Rhett. Again, this is very hard to do when you're talking about of all the great games.
Yeah, I understand. Very biased on that one.
Yep.
Very biased, but it's a great game. Great game. Great game.
It sure was.
But when people look, no, I'm just kidding. Yeah, it was close. It's just very hard. There's been so many games, and so many great games that you can't even really do a top 5.
No, that's just no one. That's why no one will have the same ones. That's why I was so eager for this segment to hear what direction you went in, because everyone has their own take.
I was very impressed that we even had T-Mac. That game was great, but how many great games were there?
Yeah, more than 5, that's for sure. So that's why we will have some disparity, but that's okay. It's a good disparity, because you can go down memory lane remembering a lot of these great ones. But yes, top 5 just like that. Rhett and I have ours. We can do something interesting here. People, please let us know whose top 5 you think is better. Tweet it. Leave a comment. Give us some feedback so we can address it. Give us your opinion. Give your top 5. We can address it on the show. But we'd like to know, whose do you think is better? So we might end up doing a little Twitter post for that. Retweet for Rhett, star for Kyle, top 5. But we want to try and get some discussion going here on these shows. Rhett, in a different direction, next segment here, this is going to be fun, because you know what? Football's back. And so we got to talk. The 2015-2016 NFL season, and I can't wait. It's August. That means football is back. My favorite time of the year. Football is my favorite sport. Basketball a close second, but I love this time of year. And when you get into a couple months, it's absolutely my favorite. You got basketball, hockey, and football all going on, and baseball playoffs finishing up. It's beautiful this time of year. Nothing like it in sports. But let's kick it off, Rhett, with the first game of the NFL season. That would be the Hall of Fame game that kicked off yesterday. To start the preseason of the NFL, something that we can discuss briefly, how much we both dislike it, but there is some good out of it. But there was a Hall of Fame game between the Minnesota Vikings and the Pittsburgh Steelers yesterday. Kicked off football, a good show out for this game, and one of those things where, Rhett, kind of what you expect in the preseason. The starters played for a little bit, not long, but we didn't see Adrian Peterson play. That's one of the stories, the headlines going into this season. He usually doesn't play in the preseason, but it was a game of second and third stringers, playing their hearts out, and it was it was good to see. I like to see it from this aspect, Rhett, with football back and the preseason going to be the first things we see this month, 4 games. I don't like the preseason as far as 4 games. I don't like it because it delays the start of the season. They have a long training camp during the summer. They have their OTAs. I feel like they don't need 4 preseason games. So I'd like to see the number at 2. I like the preseason for the fact that that players are trying to make the squad. They deserve their chance. They get to impress the coaches and the fans to show what they have. And let's face it, the second stringers legitly are getting playing experience. Have in the case a starter goes down, I want to see what the second stringers are looking like. What do we have there? Even the third stringers, what is this team? Can the second and third stringers of this team beat the second and third stringers of the Dallas Cowboys? Because when that matchup comes up later in the year and we may need a second stringer in this position, who's better? I like to see that that's the only aspect of the preseason that I like. Other than that, I will not sit and watch a whole preseason game. I won't condone a four game preseason because it's too long to me, Rhett. What about you? And what do you think about the Hall of Fame game that football's back?
Oh, it's exactly what you said, exactly what I expected. I hate preseason. You actually gave more credit than what I think. I think it should only be 1 game, but it's football season. I'm ready. It's my second favorite sport. So
right.
Basketball's number 1. Ours is the opposite. But yeah, I'm ready.
Well, that's good.
The Cowboys time to take over.
Yeah, not quite. The Vikings ended up winning 14-3, but and that's the other thing in games like this. You don't, the score doesn't end up matter who wins. And the thing is, that's how it always. The funny thing is, I'll give an example of my beloved Colts. The Colts usually will win, if they're lucky, will win 1 preseason game. Usually don't win any of them and go on to have great seasons. It means nothing who wins the preseason games. It doesn't show anything besides who has a better second and third string team. And that could be important in the end, but you're not going to have a full team in the regular season of second stringers. You're going to have a few positions where they're coming in for injured players or they have earned the starting job somehow, whatever. But that's what ends up mattering in the end is that experience and the players trying to make the team. But I agree with you with that. But preseason, right around the corner here for all of the other teams. That was just the start of it, and there's a lot of headlines going in to this next season, Rhett. So let's address some of these, shall we?
Go right ahead. Let's address them.
Okay. So who do you think who do you think in your division? I'm going to start with your division because everyone's talking about it. The Dallas Cowboys, I hear a lot of people, it's basically coming down between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys. Here's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that the majority are picking the Dallas Cowboys, and the majority that do think it's a no-brainer. But then I hear those people that are on that Eagles bandwagon because the Eagles are good, it seems, every single year. And they've got their second year with Chip Kelly as the head coach. They've got your beloved DeMarco Murray, who's going to, I believe, destroy the Dallas Cowboys when he plays them twice.
Go right ahead.
And so there's a lot of talks, okay. Their quarterback position, they have several different quarterbacks. How about Sam Bradford being the biggest headline? Can he stay healthy and prove that he was that number 1 pick in the NFL draft several years ago and prove to play like it? So there's headlines there. I told you I think that the Philadelphia Eagles will win the division. So what do you think, Rhett, with that headline?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that one? Last part?
How do you think the division ends up playing out, the headline there?
I think it's going to be a all-out brawl between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys. That's what I see. Obviously, I'm going to say the Dallas Cowboys pull that one out, but the Philadelphia Eagles have already started trying to taunt the Dallas Cowboys. So I think that we're going to come up with this. Did you see the reports yesterday? They flew a flag over the Dallas Cowboys practice facility.
I love to see it.
So I mean, it's they better watch yourself. You don't get a little ahead of yourself. The Dallas Cowboys are a team that you don't want to mess with, and we're coming for you guys, and we will win.
Well, I respectively disagree.
Put it on paper.
But
you can respectively disagree all you want because it's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think so. Until they prove that they can do something 2 years in a row, I'm thinking that they are the Dallas Cowboys that everyone has come to know and love, that they're overrated, and that they will not get it done. And, even if they do end up winning the division, they're still going to get eliminated in the playoffs, probably the first game, because that's what they do best. So for headlines going in the season's sake, I will take the Eagles over the Cowboys. I even told you I might put the Giants ahead of the Cowboys too, and have the Cowboys.
You're just saying that because it frustrates me.
Maybe so, Rhett, but I truly believe it. The thing is, it's going to be great seeing how it plays out. I think it's going to prove a big mistake letting DeMarco Murray go, and I think that it's going to affect the running game. Here's what's going to happen. The Dallas Cowboys are going to rely more on the passing game. They have a great offensive line, but Tony Romo's getting earlier and has been injury-prone every single season, has endured some sort of injury, and I see that happening because they're going to be throwing the ball more than running the ball. So I see that playing out badly for them. An injured Tony Romo is not going to bode well for them.
Julius Randle, I mean, hey, don't give him some credit.
I'm not giving him credit.
He can run the ball. He can run the ball.
Well, we'll have to see what he looks like. He has no experience in the NFL. We'll see.
He has experience. He played last year. He played the year before. You can give the guy some credit. And
nothing.
And I would just like to point out, I did see this the other day. I don't know if anybody's familiar with Cole Beasley from the Dallas Cowboys.
Yes.
But
they should be because he's a good player. He's a X-factor.
Great player. Now, if we're going to dodgeball related, do you guys remember the guy that played the pirate in dodgeball?
Who couldn't? Who wouldn't?
Put those two side by side, and it looks like he played the guy from dodgeball. It's actually kind of creepy. So
that's funny.
I saw it the other day, and I thought, wow.
I'll have to take a look up close and personal. But here's the thing. This is probably going to have to be a two-part thing where we talk more about it next week because there's so many other things to talk about. New and improved extra points, Odell Beckham, the rookies, sack record. There's too much, and we have two other fully loaded segments, so I think we're just going to have to be continued with this preview of the upcoming NFL season. So we can talk more about it next week. But Rhett, we mentioned a couple things already that are big headlines going into this year already, and that obviously preseason starting. That's exciting times that football is back. So hopefully it'll mean good things. Hopefully, the other reason I don't like preseason, we'll end it with this, is it seems like every year. I'm going to give my Colts an example because that's who I affiliate with. It seems every year there'll be a starter that goes down because of the stupid preseason, that they end up playing only one quarter, and that's enough in one game to get injured, and that's that. That's another reason I don't like the preseason right there, because it's not worth getting injured for something that doesn't matter. So there's another reason I don't care for it, but nonetheless, it's still happening this year, so we got to get through the preseason again, Rhett.
There you go. There you go, my friend. I wish I could. I'm glad I can say that for not the Cowboys, but
yeah.
But yeah.
Well, except
Good
for
luck.
Sean Lee. So
Actually, he got hurt
he got hurt before it.
Yeah, he got hurt before. Thank you very much.
He'll probably get hurt in the preseason this year.
Hey, he's fully a go now. It just came out yesterday. He's fully practicing.
Well,
so
that's good for your Cowboys.
Oh, I know.
Well, Rhett, let's transition into a third different sport here. The 2015 PGA Championship, all right? The last major of the year. And if it's anything like this past major was the old British Open at St. Andrews, then this is going to be one phenomenal finish to the golf year as far as majors goes, Rhett. We were at the 2014 PGA Championship at Valhalla in Louisville, Kentucky.
We were.
And it was one incredible tournament for our first
and hot
pro
day.
Yes. And for our first pro tournament, how lucky were we to see that beautiful course and these players. And now it shifts this year, this week, Thursday, day one of the PGA Championship at Whistling Straits in Kohler, Wisconsin. The Cheese State, Rhett. The 2015 PGA Championship has made its way there. Not too far away. A lot of headlines going into this one. I can't wait to get into this here with you, Rhett, and talk about these because there are a lot of juicy ones. And we're going to get to the end of this segment. We're going to get a prediction of who we think is going to win this 2015 PGA Championship. So let's talk about the pairings.
Put some money down on this one.
Absolutely. Do it. It boded well for you the last time you did it. I think I know who you do, and I'd say you're ridiculous. So we got to talk. We got to talk about that. But please, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about the pairings in this one because those are the real headlines for Thursday and Friday. Okay? How about the first pairing being the most intriguing one? Rory McIlroy. The man is coming to play and compete after the incredible injury that he endured with his ankle, is going to play in this PGA Championship. Rhett, this is going to be one incredible pairing. Rory McIlroy, the hot man of the year, Jordan Spieth, and the British Open champion, Zach Johnson, are teeing off at 2:20 Thursday, 9:05 Friday. What a pairing. Is that not the greatest
juicy
pairing?
It's great. I love it. What kind of better pairing can you get? That's just three great golfers, and it's gonna be a battle of grit.
It really will. It really will. Here's the thing: Rory McIlroy, the number one golfer in the world, coming off that injury.
How's he gonna play?
Looking to defend his title at the PGA, Rhett?
Yes.
Is that what's going to happen? Because I think that
he's going to make the cut.
It's going to be a great pairing. It's going to test him with that injury, especially as hard as he swings that golf club and all the walking around and everything. But I will love to see how this plays out. And like I said, we're going to give a little prediction here after we go through these pairings. How about the second pairing? Jason Day, Dustin Johnson, and Ricky Fowler.
That's a great pairing also.
Absolutely phenomenal.
It's kind of like last year. The pairings were just fantastic at the PGA Championship. And so far, pairings are great so far.
They sure are. Ricky Fowler, flat bills. I expect him to play well in this tournament. He usually does in the majors. It's time for him to break through. And what a great pairing. Dustin Johnson, to me, still got to prove that he can overcome the hump. Jason Day's been in every single major and has been so close, so I expect him to be there too. But all three top 10 players in the world, great pairing. How about the third pairing? Tiger Woods, Martin Kaymer, and Keegan Bradley. Another great pairing. Everyone wants to know if Tiger can come and play. Can he make the cut? Can he compete? Can he win another major? Well, he's got a couple past major champions with him, alongside, right? Another intriguing pairing here. What do you think about this one for Tiger?
Yes, exactly. Tiger, I think that, he's not going to do good once again, probably not going to make the cut. So.
Can't wait to talk about these predictions.
Yeah, but, I know that you're probably going to have that little biased side with him, but, and that you should never give that face ever again, Kyle. But yeah, don't, make my prediction right there.
Well, the fourth pairing, Phil Mickelson, Jason Duffner, Padre Harrington. Another great one, Phil. Phil, you want to talk about a guy who's going to have success? I can't wait to predict. How about Phil Mickelson in Wisconsin at this course? He will play well at this golf course and will be there in the end. Prediction time coming up after this fifth pairing. Sergio Garcia, Bill Haas, and Louis Oosthuizen. Another very good pairing here, Rhett. Louis, who's played very well this year, oh so close at the British. Sergio blew it again, but was right there. What do you expect from those two guys?
I expect Sergio to blow it again. Just like every time. But, yeah, that's a good pairing. Good pairing.
Absolutely it is. It is. Well, there's... Let me go through this, and then we're going to give our predictions, Rhett. There's the Golf Digest kind of did a little article, a little thing on it, little predictions. One of these 11 will win the 2015 PGA Championship. They start with Jason Day. Bubba Watson, They threw in there. Man, we didn't even mention yet. Good old Bubba. Zach Johnson, British Open champ. Jordan Spieth, winner of 2 majors so far this year. Can he get 3 out of 4? That ain't bad. Dustin Johnson. Phil Mickelson. Phil. Matt Kuchar, the all-consistent player, putter. Paul Casey, who played well for a while in that British Open. The Canadian. Jim Furyk, we haven't heard a lot of this year because he's kind of been inconsistent after he starts off all right. Kind of falls off. Justin Rose, who played well at the British Open. Danny Willett, a guy I wouldn't go with because players like this, to me, find a way to blow it, and he did that at the British Open. And that's it, Rhett. One of those 11. So now I have to ask you, prediction time. Was one of those names the man that you think is going to win the 2015 PGA Championship?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, let's see. Let's go prediction time then for what's going on in your head. Let me try and predict it. Jordan Spieth, is that who you think wins the 2015?
That's my number one. I built a top 4, Kyle. I threw in a top 4 who I think that have the best chances of winning it.
So you think that he has the best chance? So that
yes.
would be okay, and I can respect that because he will be there. I can promise you that. Okay, who else do you have then? Who?
Jason Day. Then my boy Rory McIlroy.
Oh, that is bold.
Hey, he hasn't played in over a month, but he's still raring and ready to go. He actually just played a round of golf a couple days ago, so, And then Zach Johnson.
Respectable. You'd have to put the man there.
I might as well go and throw in my top 5. And Adam Scott.
Perfect. Another man we didn't hear mentioned in those group pairings.
Yeah, and, he's been competitive until the last day each time. Maybe he can pull through it.
Maybe he can.
Probably not.
Yeah, exactly.
Still got faith.
Let me give you my prediction right off the bat. Okay.
Sure, go right ahead. Give it to me.
I'm gonna give this man the respect because he deserves it, and I love and appreciate his game. I believe Jordan Spieth as well has the best chance to win this.
I thought you were about to say Tiger Woods. So God.
The way he's been playing, if I were to put money down, I would put it on Jordan Spieth. I tell you what, after being so close to completing 3 in a row this year, I think that he's going to have that on his mind. He's going to be even more determined coming into this tournament. So Jordan Spieth, I believe, has the best chance. That is who I will predict to win it. Now, I will say this. Who else is going to be up there, and it wouldn't surprise me if they won it? Phil. Phil Mickelson, I'd love to see Phil right up there and closing it out. He played well at the British Open, just not enough. The field ran away, but I expect him to be there. I agree with you. Jason Day, I'll put in the top 5. He will be there in the end. Let me tell you something about Rory McIlroy. He's not going to be in the top 5. He will make the cut, but I think it's asinine to put the number 1 golfer, even though he is the number 1 golfer, in the top 5 when he hasn't officially played. We're talking a competitive round of golf in a month, and he's coming off an injury where every time he's walking, he's going to be feeling that pain. And every time he's swinging on that ankle, it's just not even going to happen.
Coming from the guy that always likes to put Tiger Woods up there.
In fact, well, here's the thing. Here's my bold prediction.
Good
Tiger
God.
Woods is going to finish better than Rory McIlroy in this tournament. That's my headline going into it. He's going to finish in a better place, Rhett.
Oh, good God.
Than Rory McIlroy. So Tiger Woods will make the cut. He won't be in the top 5, maybe not even the top 10, but he will finish better than Rory McIlroy. I will have him finishing under par. But I'm going to have to say that a number 4, I think Louis Oosthuizen. I think that he is going to be right there as well. He's been playing like it. There's no doubt about it. And I'm going to agree. I think Zach Johnson's going to be there, so I'm going to round him out in the top 5. It's going to be incredible.
I'm sorry. I just want to hit you right now.
Here's the thing. 6, 7, all right. Dustin Johnson, Ricky Fowler. I think Ricky Fowler is going to be right there. He played well at the British, too, but just kind of collapsed on the last day. I think that all the greatest names are going to be right there. I agree. Sergio's going to choke. That's almost a given. I think that you're going to see there will be a player that this seems to happen every major. This is another prediction I have. There will be a player that you're like, who's that is on top of that leaderboard after day 1. It almost always happens. There will be a player who is having an incredible performance and happens to be leading the major after day 1, but it will not last. So that's a prediction I'll have. Whether it's a Danny Willett or an amateur, whoever it is, it won't last with a name that you don't expect to be up there. Who wins this tournament will be a name that is expected, a top 10 golfer in the world, no doubt about it. So those are my predictions there, Rhett, for this 2015 PGA Championship. I can't wait
some of them were good, some of them were flat out awful. But,
hey, that's the beautiful thing about agreeing to disagreeing. And
exactly.
I can't wait for this to get underway. I love it. I will be doing my best to watch as much as possible. And hey, something to look forward to, Rhett. You don't have to worry about getting up at 3 a.m. to watch the tournament. Better. This will be a nice, normal, traditional time for tee times back in the States. So you'll have you have nothing to worry about as far as that goes. All right.
Thank goodness.
Perfect. Well, that'll do that for now. Next week's show, we'll get to talk about who's the last Major of the Year champion. So now, let's transition into this last segment here, Rhett. We're going back to football, but an interesting topic here that I have a feeling we're going to have some disparity once again. I think we're going to have disagreement. We're going to talk NFL rookie QBs. Who do we think will be the best rookie quarterback this year? So we're going to give that prediction, Rhett. And I'm going to name a list of guys who we're really choosing from. Okay, and I watched most of these guys in college, so I get the sense. I don't even have to look at stats. I get the sense of what type of players they are. Obviously, the two headline guys are Jameis Winston from Florida State, Marcus Mariota from Oregon. But then you have guys like Bryce Petty, Garrett Grayson, Brett Hundley, Sean Mannion, Brandon Bridge, Shane Carden, Blake Sims, and Connor Halliday. 10 that are really, you want to talk about handfuls on two hands of rookie quarterbacks. Those would be the main guys. So, Rhett, I want to get a prediction, and then we can talk about the predictions, okay? I want to know, who do you think will end up being the best rookie quarterback this year, the most successful rookie quarterback?
This year?
Yes, sir.
Oh, you mean not out of panning out who's going to be the best?
No, we can get to that maybe secondhand, but this is specifically, who do you think has the best rookie year this year? Who is the best rookie quarterback?
All right, I'll stay with my prediction. I'm going to go with Jameis Winston. He's number one.
Oh,
he's number
what
one.
A disrespectful bandwagon.
He's number one.
Gosh. I can't wait to comment on this one.
You gotta go with him. Got to go with him. I'm not big on watching college football or college basketball in that perspective. I'm more of a guy that likes to watch it as soon as it gets into the pros. So, I don't have too much information on this, but I can say that, the drills that they've been doing, and they've said he's been, exceptional. He has so far went above what they expected, and, he's looking good. It's looking good, so hopefully he's going to pan out.
I can't believe that is what you went with. You know what here's what we call that. We call that a typical bandwagon pick because he's the number one pick and you didn't know much about him because you didn't watch much of him in college. Well,
exactly.
Let me tell you. Let me hit you with some knowledge to pull a little reference to dodgeball. He is a player that I watched a lot of in college. And I'm going to make a bold prediction. Not only is he not going to be the best rookie quarterback, Jameis Winston will prove to be a bust in the NFL. And I saw that throughout his whole college career, which he played 2 years at Florida State. Here's the thing. He has talent. But what I do not like about Jameis Winston and why I think he won't pan out is I think he is too slow of a quarterback. He has some intangibles. He has a different throwing, and it's a big thing in the NFL is how you release the ball.
So is Big Ben.
We have seen that before, and the majority of players, if they don't fix it, will struggle releasing the ball right. He has a lot of good things about it. He has good size. He's a big-bodied player. He's pretty accurate. But, not as accurate as people may think, and I think that once he gets to the NFL, he's going to see that, and defenders are going to pick him apart. And I just think that he's too slow. I just see it. I thought that him getting number one over Mariota was a joke. I think he's overrated. And this past year at Florida State, he had 25 touchdowns to 18 interceptions. 18 interceptions is a lot. And the year before that, he had 40 and 10. So, yeah, the man can throw the touchdown passes. But he also is pretty inaccurate with the football. And he's kind of a gunslinger, reminding me of a Brett Favre. Though not even close. He threw for a lot of yards, 39.07 this past year, 40.57. Here's the other thing about him. He has some off-the-field issues history. And I don't know if that'll follow him into the NFL. The thing is, he's going to a team in Tampa Bay who's been a joke in the NFL the past several years. So let me get to my quick prediction, and that's Marcus Mariota. That's who I think is going to be the best quarterback in this rookie class this next year. This man, great size too, 6'4", 219 from Oregon. He is a jack of all trades. And you want to talk about accuracy, this man is it. Going to a team in the Tennessee Titans who's going to make the division for my Indianapolis Colts a little bit tougher, but not much. Still won't stand a chance. But the thing is, he will help the Tennessee Titans out a lot. This man can run the football. He will give that aspect like a Michael Vick, except he's smart and he knows how to get down or get out of bounds, take care of the ball.
Michael Vick, if you're listening to this, he's the one that called you smart. Rhett did not.
This man is faster than most NFL running backs at the quarterback position with great size. He's just as much of a threat to run the ball as throw the ball. And he may be a better thrower of the ball. He played 3 years at Oregon. 2012, he only put up 32 touchdowns to 6 interceptions. 2013, 31 touchdowns to 4 interceptions. And this past year, 42 touchdowns to 4 interceptions. That is better than Aaron Rodgers' numbers. This man takes care of the football, will rarely throw a pick, and that is invaluable. That is so intangible and valuable in the NFL, and it will bode well for the Tennessee Titans and Marcus Mariota. He will bring that same sort of consistency. It'll be a different game at the NFL level, and he'll have to adjust to that. We've seen it, Russell Wilson, the scrambles. You got to be smart with it. These players are a lot faster on defense, and they hit a lot harder. So that's going to be a difference maker, but he's going to be very successful, and I saw a lot of him at Oregon. He will be one that pans out, and I think will prove that he should have been the number 1 pick, but I think he'll be a lot happier in Tennessee, a team who's improving a lot, as opposed to a Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who they're almost as bad as the creamsicle years when they didn't win a game. So that's what I see there, but don't sleep on these other rookie quarterbacks as well. Brett Hundley in Green Bay, he's going to be a good one. Sean Mannion, now he won't see his time, but he might be one of those players who's sitting behind Aaron Rodgers and another team picks him up and he does well. But for this year, he won't be in that discussion. Now, Bryce Petty for the Jets, this is an interesting player. Bryce Petty from Baylor was a quarterback who led a team to the postseason well. He is a guy who is accurate with the football as well and can throw the long ball as good as any of them. Watched quite a bit of him. I think that he could end up being a starter in New York, a team who has so much quarterback disparity, and so I would watch out for him. I'd put him at number 2 behind Marcus Mariota for this rookie quarterback class. No doubt about it to me. Another intriguing one, Sean Mannion in St. Louis. Struggles with consistency, with accuracy. Played for the Oregon State Beavers. Saw quite a bit of him. I think he'll do a decent job. Shane Carden in Chicago. Very interesting. If Jay Cutler's on the hot seat, I could see Shane Carden coming in, a guy from Eastern Carolina who had a very good career and can do everything. A good scrambler as well. Might end up giving some competition there at the backup position. If Jay Cutler doesn't play well, that could be very, very interesting how that plays out, Rhett. But nonetheless, we do have disagreement. We have our predictions with this rookie class. Let's see who's right. Who ends up pairing out? Who ends up panning out? We will see.
Exactly.
But Rhett Hensley is picking Jameis Winston, and I am picking Marcus Mariota, but it will be very, very competitive, definitely, to say the least. But I think there's no doubt about it to me. If Mariota and Winston don't start, they will see starting time at some point in the season and get to prove themselves. These are a couple of rookie quarterbacks for sure, based on the teams they went to, that will get that. That's what those teams invested into them for. So, Rhett, there you have it. We've completed that segment, and we've completed the show. An hour gone by just like that. We had a fully loaded one. We said we would.
Down.
That's right. Just like that, it is over with. And next week we will get to continue a couple of these segments and have a fully loaded one as well and get to bring it to you. From Rhett and I's perspective, once again. But to recap what we talked about on the show, we discussed the top 5 NBA games of all time. We talked about the 2015-2016 NFL season. We previewed the 2015 PGA Championship. And we talked about NFL rookie quarterbacks who will have the best season. That is all that we have for today. Thank you for tuning into our show. Feel free to leave feedback. We want to be able to address comments and questions on the show. We're going to hopefully try and get get a little discussion going on Twitter. Whose top 5 did you like better, Rhett's or mine, for top 5 NBA games of all time? We will be back at it, hopefully, next Monday by 8 Eastern Time, but there's no guarantees with our schedules. Tweet, retweet the show at Kyle M. Newman, at Rhett Hensley, and at Indiana Pacers Talk. That is it for today. I'm Kyle Newman.
And I'm Rhett Hensley.
You have a great rest of the day. And go sports.
Go sports.